And so that means that the debris cloud and plume will be pushed off to the south and to the southwest. That's down across Courthouse Square and on down toward 3rd and Ludlow. So again, ideal conditions for the implosion. Skies are sunny and a very light north and northeast wind should take the debris plume on off to the south. Mark, back to you.
All right, Carl, thank you very much. The fourth member of our broadcast team today, Jim Bucher, he has been out on the streets talking to hundreds of people about the big blast just to come. Jim?
Jim Bucher here at 2nd and Jefferson. Dave Boston, owner of Boston's Bistro, is getting ready for the big implosion. David, what do you got going on?
Oh, we're going to have a blowout party. We're going to have a cookout as soon as the dust settles. Everybody has to be in by 12:30. We're going to run inside to the side door over here, and we're going to hope for a good time.
Good. And your biggest memory of Rikes?
Oh, I have so many. I used to live on 4th Avenue, came over the bridge with my 9 brothers and sisters. Had a great time, great time. Many things.
Thank you, David, very much. Let's talk to some folks over here, folks that are gathering up. Madeline Firsty behind the camera here. Let's talk to this gentleman over here. Sir, you shopped at Rikes a lot?
Yeah, I shopped in there, worked in there back in 1967. And I can remember when at Christmas time that they had the reindeers hanging around the building. The sled would lead from the other side. My grandmother used to bring me down here even at the age of 6 years old.
Back to you.
All right, Jim Bucher reporting from the streets. Thank you, Jim, very much. The latest word from the demolition company, the folks at CDI, Controlled Demolition Incorporated, who, of course, are masters at this. They do 70% of the implosions all around the world. We may have a slight delay, we're told, possibly a 1 or 2 minute delay because they are trying to clear a rooftop. Apparently there is someone on a roof nearby who shouldn't be there, so they're trying to get that area cleared. Once that happens, the countdown will be on. Just to give you at home some idea what to expect, what we're told by law enforcement and the folks at CDI, the first warning we have is we'll have a 2-minute warning. We'll hear 2 blasts of a police horn. That will signal 2 minutes away. A minute after that, we'll hear a single police horn. That will be a 1 minute. Mean we're 1 minute away in the countdown. Then we'll hear 10, 9, 8, and on down, just so you know what to expect. Now, if you want to go back to that picture, I'll tell you what that was, because, of course, implosions are not everyday occurrences, certainly not for Dayton or for any city. Many of you may be seeing this for the first time today. So to give you some idea what to expect, demolition crews have spent weeks placing explosives throughout the building. When they go off, and there is a lot of thought that goes into this, they should bring down the corners of the building in a staggered sequence. So when it goes, the middle of the building initially falls inward. And the charges are placed and timed in such a way that the blast begins at the lower middle portion of the building, and then it all collapses like a deck of cards or a house of cards onto itself, with the upper corners, the last to go, falling into the middle of the side. In fact, the folks at CDI tell us, if all goes well, 98% of the solid debris should fall into the site itself, and of course the rest will be the dust that'll be kicked up and carried away. So again, waiting for the 2-minute tone that will signal that we're 2 minutes away. In the meantime, of course, let's talk a little bit about Rikes. It was a downtown icon for many, many years, and it will be replaced by a new icon, which will be a great addition to Riverscape and the baseball stadium. Construction on those, of course, already underway. What will soon stand at this site is a model unveiled this week. It shows a lot of the detail that will make the complex one of the best in the state of Ohio. Inside here will be a state-of-the-art concert hall, similar to ones in Dallas and Charlotte, designed by one of the world's best acoustic engineers. It will be a new venue for Broadway shows and concerts, plus plans call for a massive Wintergarden. That'll be an 8-story glass area that could seat up to 600 people for dinner. Groundbreaking for that, set for next spring. Now, the people who take down this building, we've been referenced them a couple of times already. CDI, that stands for Controlled Demolition Incorporated. They truly are the superstars of their business. In fact, they've been called the first family of demolition. They have a worldwide reputation, and they tell us what you are about to see behind us here is really a mix of experience, science, and art.
What goes up shall come down.
They've toppled buildings all over the world. From Las Vegas casinos to high-rise department stores. If it's got to come down, Controlled Demolition Incorporated will probably do the job. It's a family-owned business, a demolition empire run by master blasters who come into town to shoot down a building.
We're the traveling executioners. You know, the sentence had already been given on the buildings. And you read in the paper, well, it's better to have the grand old building bow out gracefully than be hacked upon for months.
The implosion that put CDI on the world map happened in 1975. Crews set a world record when they dropped a 32-story Brazilian high-rise using just 1,000 pounds of explosives.
1/100%. It's gravity bringing the building down, not explosives.
The family behind CDI is the Luazos. Mark is the project manager here. Daughter Stacy is working inside 2nd and Main. During weeks of delicate preparation, they've weakened the infrastructure to get ready for a controlled 30-second blast in some very tight quarters. It has been a unique challenge.
We're dealing with several different structures that were built at different times by different architects using different construction materials. Each of those has a different failure mode, or way of failing, as we call it. And our job is to use our historic data over the years to take what we know about that failure mode of the different types of construction and take all those individual notes and put them together into a melody.
Music to Mark's ears comes from a perfectly choreographed use of 1,000 pounds of explosives and 2,500 detonators. When they work in concert, they will send a force of 3 million pounds of pressure through 2nd and Main.
For about 9.6 seconds, a lot of noise, nothing's going to happen. Then the sound of that boom, boom, boom is going to change to a boom, 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 and that's when the charges go off, cut the steel, break the concrete.
That brings down the center of the building and drops its 4 corners into the middle.
The song we hope to hear when we push the button is a sweet one, and everything will fall down exactly as planned. I think what we have to say for those people who spent so many years shopping in the Federated or Lazarus Department Store, please don't blame us. We're good people. We were not the jury, we were not the judge. Someone else made the decision that the building had to come down. And we hope we're doing it in a way that gives the store one last day on the front page. Let her go out with a bit of glory rather than being beaten to death by a wrecking ball.
And we are now just seconds away. While you were watching that piece, we heard both the 2-minute and the 1-minute warning. So Miami Valley, take a good look. You're about to get your last look at the Rikes building. It is about to come tumbling down. We're hearing the countdown. Goodbye, Rikes. The dust cloud is headed this way. They told us we'd have about 10 seconds to get our masks and our goggles on, and I think they're going to be just about right. The crowd who has watched this live is now scattering. Got my air mask in place, got my safety goggles on. That really was something. It went exactly the way they told us it would. We heard the initial series of detonations. Those were the detonation cords. And then that second round of detonations you heard was the actual explosives, breaking apart the structural beams. And then you saw it all come down. Amazing to see 87 years of history come down in a matter of seconds, 2 to 3 seconds, really. The dust and debris cloud just now about to reach us at our vantage point here at 2nd and Wilkinson. The winds downtown today are very light. So it's going to take some time for this to clear. The wind is really not going to help this dust and debris cloud clear too much. Stay with us. We do have a number of tape views we'll show you here in just a second. Again, we had 4 cameras, 2 up high and 2 down low, recording the implosion that you just saw live. And we'll be showing those to you in just a second as soon as we get those re-racked. Actually, now the wind appears to be helping us a little. The debris cloud was headed right at us, and as it reached Wilkinson, the winds that Carl was talking about coming from the north just kind of picked it up, and now it's carrying things a bit down Wilkinson and away from us. So thank you very much, Carl Nichols and Mother Nature. Not sure what you're seeing now. All I'm seeing is smoke. And I guess at some point we're going to try to show you some replays. Please let me know. Let me know when you're ready with those. Again, we had the 4 camera views, 2 high and 2 low.
We're still on our camera.
All right, I guess we're just about ready to go now with some of the replays. First National Bank will be the first one you see. There it is, our primary high camera. And there you see how it goes in sequence there. That's all a timed sequence. It's done in such a way that it doesn't all go at once. It goes in sections, one side falling on top of the other, folding on the other. The initial reaction we saw from the folks from CDI was very excited. It appeared to go exactly as planned. They appeared to be very pleased. Second and Jefferson now. This, the first of the ground level views. There you see some of the crowd in the foreground. And that is what they saw. Look at that huge plume of dust and debris as it shot up in the air. You can see the crowd reacting to that. So again, that's the second view we have for you. And Carl Day, are you with me? Go ahead, Carl.
Okay. Mark, I can hear you. Let me show you the difference. This is a relatively clear area. The cloud came down 2nd Street. It almost stopped for a few minutes at the barriers. And then just a few minutes ago, take a look at this. This is what we've got. And it's a good thing I've got the mask on because you really can't even hardly breathe in this. And as you can probably see, you disappear. We've got some of the people covering their covering their mouths and trying to breathe. They're bringing up sweaters, whatever they have to cover their mouths. This is an amazing cloud here. Boy, from your vantage point, it had to be something. From here, all I heard out of the crowd was awesome. They absolutely got into this. But Mark, just an amazing thing. The noise was a lot less, but boy, once they did the countdown, it sure didn't take long for that building to come crashing down. I got to take a little breather here and get some fresh air somewhere. But we'll check back with you, Mark.
All right, Carl, very good. Yeah, you know, look at Carl there. It's hard to see him. All right, another replay camera. This is our camera view. 2nd and Jefferson. Actually, it looks more like 2nd and Wilkinson. That's where we are. I believe that's the 2nd and Wilkinson camera. And that is as we saw it. And there was that dust cloud then beginning to head our way. There you saw some of the workers, the CDI people in the white helmets cheering. They seemed, again, very pleased at the way it went. Apparently, things went exactly as planned. We'll be talking to them in just a few seconds and have some of that for you later tonight on 2 News. And one more view to show you, if you're ready. This is the weather cam shot from the Montgomery County Administration Building. And away she goes. Just amazing how fast it goes. "87 years of history, gone in a matter of seconds." And the bell's tolling now in downtown Dayton, marking a final farewell to the Rikes building. And that again is the live look from here at 2nd and Wilkinson. Let me step back in here as the dust cloud is actually cleared. We were very lucky on the dust. It was headed right this way, and again, as soon as it got right here to Wilkinson, the wind coming down the street from the north seemed to pick it up and carry it off to the south. So we did much better on dust than Carl Day is. I'm happy to report for our sake and the sake of the crew here and the spectators here, and there still are a lot of people gathered here, taking one last look and waiting for the dust and debris cloud to clear to see really what's left. I guess that's the next thing. Once this dust cloud clears, we're all anxious to see what's left back there. I'm beginning to see, Fish, maybe if you can zoom in through the dust cloud, you can begin to get our first look at the debris pile that is left. It is a very impressive sight in itself. Maybe if I can step out of the way. Fish, maybe if you can zoom in and get a look at that pile of rubble. That's what we'll be looking at now for the next several months. It's going to take about 3 months to clear that away. And I guess now you're looking at one of the high cameras, the First National Bank shot. Hard for me to tell what you're seeing. You're probably seeing it better than I am. I see just a lot of debris on my picture here. So there it was. And if you can get the shot from here, we're getting a pretty good look now at the debris pile. Boy, look at that. That's going to take some getting used to. After 87 years of seeing that big building there, a big open space and a big pile of rubble, it is all that's left. Well, we'll have much more on the implosion coming up for you tonight at 6 o'clock. We again have several more cameras in addition to the 4 you've already seen recording the implosion. You'll see all that tonight at 6 o'clock. And even though everyone involved with the implosion with CDI was asking us all week to remind you the best place to see it was as you did on television, that did not stop everyone from trying to get a sneak in person. We had several hundred people down here. We're talking to them. We'll have a reaction from them tonight at 6 o'clock. And we'll also be showing you how demolition crews and downtown merchants are cleaning up all the dust that is now going to be left here, certainly for today and possibly the days to come. But now that the Rikes building is gone, work will begin to clear all the debris. Then the work on the Performing Arts Center will begin. As we leave you today, one last look at the implosion. And as you look at that, for Carl Day, Jim Bucher, Chief Meteorologist Carl Nichols, I'm Mark Allen. Goodbye, Rikes. Welcome, Performing Arts Center. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 6.